Hey everybody, we're taking our second day now on 8-5. We're going to call it 8-5 day 2. We're still adding and subtracting rational expressions. It's important that you remember what the word rational means, which means we're going to have a fraction. Or it can be made into a fraction. And an expression means that they're just expressions, they're not equations. So we're not solving today, we're just simplifying. We have a guest speaker.
Hello.
Hello. Because apparently my notes are more fun when you're with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now today we're going to have more difficult factoring and we're going to have complex fractions. Complex fractions, you want to take like a guess?
They're difficult.
Yeah. You have like a fraction inside of a fraction.
It doesn't sound fun.
Actually, it's like quite the puzzle, which is fun. Do you remember step 1 from before?
No. I'm going to go with factor.
Factor your denominators if possible. Please notice I didn't say factor your numerators. Always look for a GCF first. Find the, do you know? Blank denominator.
No. I didn't study my 7 steps.
You got to study them. Find the common denominator. Well, you don't, but they do. Find the common denominator based on the factors. Find out what the numerators need. Like, remember how you have to like get all of them to match the denominator. Number 4, you're going to, there's the D.
Distribute.
Yep. The numerators together, and then you will
combine.
Yep.
I feel like I'm being quizzed here.
Be very careful with any minus signs because you're going to have to like distribute the negative in if there is one. And after you get a new numerator, do you know what you do with your new numerator?
Celebrate?
No, not quite yet.
Oh.
Factor your new numerator. But then now that you've factored it, if possible, like GCF and all that kind of stuff, or box or grouping, now you can reduce or cancel. I'm going to use the word reduce because that's like the more mathematical word. Be careful not to cancel bits and pieces of binomials with other terms. All right. The calculus teacher, currently Mrs. Miles, is going to need you to have this skill 100% understood going into calculus because this will be like, you'll be doing like denominators that have things like x plus delta x in them or like 2x plus 2 delta x, and you'll have to like do things like that. So it's just a really important skill going into any higher level math. That's all. Okay. And you have to memorize those steps. If you want to be successful, very important you memorize those steps because really the steps are just algebra 1 steps. It's just a matter of having those specific steps done. All right, so step 1, let's take a look at what we're given. Do you remember step 1?
Factor.
The
denominator.
Do any of them factor?
Your hand's blocking my view,
Sorry.
so I can't see.
The first one.
No.
Second one?
Well, I guess you could no.
Take out a 1, but
no.
Second one?
No.
And the third one?
Yes.
And can you do quick students, go ahead. I would personally pause this, go to a new page, and factor it. Can you factor it in your head?
Oh, my. If I took the time, yeah. But no.
Okay. I know it's 2x and x 3 minus. Other way around. I got it wrong. All right. Okay, that would do it. Now, kids, you should have factored that either using your box method or your grouping method, but that's what it factors into. So check yourself. Mm-hmm. Also, please take a look. It usually matches those ones. That's kind of like a little shortcut. If you want to like, pretend like that's it, you can. Just know it's not always that. So 90% of the time you might be right, and then there's the rest of the time. Okay, yeah, at least check them. All right. Do you know your common denominator here?
Yes.
What is your common denominator?
2x plus 3 in parentheses or whatever. And x minus 2.
Okay, so those are your common denominators. I think I actually asked for them here. You don't have to put them here, but... All right, and then what was the other one? X minus 2. That's the common denominator. And then we have to go, see what's missing. So each fraction needs this to be a part of it. So the first fraction, it's missing the...
2x plus 3.
Okay. So red is what we're missing today. And what about the second fraction? What's it missing from
x.
These two over here?
Yeah, x minus 2. All
right. And then what about the third one?
It's got it all.
All right. So a little check mark. And definitely going to put parentheses around all my binomials. So I don't miss anything for step 3. Rewrite it. So how will I rewrite the first fraction? So we're going to have to rewrite all of that. What will the first fraction be rewritten as?
I'm going to ask 2x plus 3 times x plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter which one goes first?
Nope. X plus 1?
Yeah.
And the second fraction will be this.
Yeah, so that'd be what, 5?
Oh, sign.
Oh, minus
Mm-hmm.
5 times x minus 2.
Good. And then the third one will be...
Plus what's already there, 3x minus 13.
I'm going to write the parentheses. Do you think they're necessary? On the 3x minus 13?
No.
They're not necessary. But if that was like a minus sign or something, it'd be really important because then you'd have to remember to distribute it. So I am going to distribute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to shrink it down because I want to be able to fit it. Okay, so when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So go ahead.
So is it 2x squared
Mm-hmm.
plus 2x
Mm-hmm.
plus 3x
Mm-hmm.
plus 3.
Mm-hmm. And that came from, I think I have that all in gray. All right, and then I believe I used blue. What's that going to be?
Minus 5x plus 10.
No, I'm not like going over this like step by step because at this point, I am under the assumption that they're able to distribute. But if if you're struggling like distributing, please let me know.
Plus 3x minus 13.
Okay. And then next we have to combine our like terms. So this is like step 4B. Combine those like terms. That is kind of written poorly way over there. So can you tell me the x squared term?
2x squared.
Okay. I'll just shrink this down when we get there. 2x squared. Oh dear.
I'm going to say
Look at
plus
the linear.
3x at the end. So that's 5x minus 5x plus 3x. I'm going to go with plus 3x.
Yeah, we need to put those all together. And now I need your constant term.
Where's that? Minus. Wait. Yeah, you got a positive 3. Positive. Oh my.
Oh, so 0, right?
Yeah, 13 minus 13.
Okay. It's like I haven't done this before. Well, I haven't done this particular problem in a while. This is all your numerator. What haven't I touched yet?
The denominator.
It's really not important until like the next couple of steps. Now, step 5, we'll get our denominator coming back here. Factor the numerator. Can you factor this numerator? Are you capable of factoring that?
I can take an x out.
That's right. I wasn't sure if you would remember. A lot of people see the squared and they think they have to do grouping or box, but the GCF is just x. Take that x out. Please tell me what you have left.
X times 2x plus 3.
That's it. And now we'll go ahead and put the denominator back on, which was
2x plus 3.
common denominator, I guess I should say. And
X minus 2.
And that came from right here. Oh, the dog's crying. And step 6, cancel what you can.
So it'd be 2x plus 3.
What do you think about this x and this x?
No.
Because the top one is a,
Monomial.
the bottom one is a.
Binomial.
Okay, so final answer, I'll just put check. Final answer is?
X over x minus 2.
Okay, that's it on that one. All right, let's go do the next one. I think everyone has something important to it. I probably won't get to these ones down here, but I included enough up there to be able to take care of it. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how your steps are. Step 1.
What is it? Factor?
Your
Denominator?
good. This is kind of a hard problem to factor. Does that factor at all?
You take out -1?
No. No. I mean, I guess you could, but like, no. Because it's already in alphabetical order and that's positive. So we're not going to take out a -1. You were trying to be funny. Okay.
No, you can't factor.
Okay, what about the second one?
Take out a positive 1.
No, don't do that. You could take out a positive 1 all day long. What about this last one?
Let's see here.
Come on, can you do it?
Let's see
I'd be so
here.
impressed. Hint, 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 90% of the time. The kids are really loud. Sorry, guys.
No.
Oh,
Wait.
it's the difference
It's
of
the
perfect
perfect
squares.
squares.
It's so hard to see that on this one. It's hard because I'm at that spot in life where I'm like, well, that's the difference of perfect squares. But what was hard to see on that? What was hard for students? Like,
Well, there's nothing common between them.
there's no GCF.
Yeah.
So are you able, now that I identified it as a difference of perfect squares, can you see it now? Because like,
No.
what's the square root of that?
2u
Okay. What's the square root of that?
v
Yeah, so, and then what's this? The difference.
Yeah.
So that's why it's the difference of perfect squares? Okay, do you remember what it is when it's difference of perfect squares? 2u.
Is it 1 minus v and one's plus v?
Yeah, and it can go either way. Okay, now, do you remember the next step after we factor?
See what you're missing?
Not yet.
Oh.
Common denominator.
Oh, yeah.
So what is the common denominator here? What do you think? Or what do you see?
2u plus v. 2u minus v.
And then nobody had, like, this doesn't have, it's not squared. So it's just, it is what it is.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to, I like to see it over here. That's like a habit I've formed over the years. So I didn't mean to like be a jerk and put it there. That's what that box is for. They don't have to have that box filled in. I mean, the boxes are just there for guidance. They won't be there on the test anyway. That's why they have to memorize ourselves.
Memorize the steps.
All right. Next, step 3. Do you have it memorized?
You see what's missing.
Okay. So what's missing from the first one, please?
2u plus v.
Good. Next one?
2u minus v.
And the last one?
It's not missing anything.
Good. All right. So we're all the way on step 3. See what they're missing, and now go ahead and like rewrite it. Can you do that? Can you rewrite it?
Ooh, so 3u times 2u plus v
Okay. I'll shrink this down.
minus 2u times 2u plus v.
Now, you're not saying parentheses, but when you say,
Parentheses.
I'm assuming, like, maybe just next time say times the quantity. That'll let me know you mean parentheses.
I thought you knew what I was thinking.
I usually
Plus
do.
2v squared. Times
Okay.
no additional quantity.
Times no additional quantities. Check mark. All right, now I'm going to shrink that down so it fits in the proper box. Sorry if anybody printed this and you thought you had enough room. You don't. Okay. And that's all over who really cares. It's all over the common denominator. What do we do next? Let's take a look at 4a.
Distribute.
Okay. And I should have highlighted like that came from that. That came from that.
Yes.
That came from that. I thought Rosie was like joking, but she's okay. All right, go ahead and distribute. Distribute.
So 6u squared plus 3uv minus
Careful on that one.
4u squared
Keep going.
minus 2uv plus 2v squared.
Whew. Do you remember what to do next before I like show you?
Combine like terms.
Good. And how many you go alphabetically so we do our U's first. So how many U's will you have?
Let's see here. It looks like we're going to have...
Or U squareds, I should have
Yeah,
said.
u squared. 2u squareds. And then what, the UVs? Is
Yeah.
that- all right.
Yeah.
So plus UV.
I'm gonna put the one there. Some people like to see it. If you some kids just like to see that there.
Looks like love. Plus 2v
That's
squared.
that looks like that does not look like a heart. There, you said love.
Well, yeah, because you wrote it right there. LUV. It's actually 1 UV, but it looks like love.
What was the answer here?
2v squared.
Okay. Now, I really don't even care about the denominator yet because what do I have to try to do?
Oh, I'm looking at step 5. I cheated. Factor the numerator.
So is there a GCF? Because that's the first part of factoring.
Ooh. Ooh. No?
No?
No. Okay.
Can you do this? Yikes.
Can I do what?
Ooh, ew. I don't think we can.
Oh, wait. Can you factor
I don't think we
it?
can factor that at all. Because there's no minus signs. If you were doing box or grouping, you would have to do 2 times 2 is 4. And you would have to get things that multiply to 4 and add to 1. Long story short, that does not exist. That doesn't factor. Gross.
Ew.
It like is really tempting to factoring it, but it doesn't because nothing multiplies to 4 and adds to 1. Like if they would go through their process. So our answer is, look how lazy I am. Since nothing factors, oh, this is probably important to say. Since nothing factors, there's not going to be anything that cancels. Yeah, unless it, I don't know. And then what's our denominator? Do you remember?
2u plus v, 2u minus v.
Yeah. That's kind of gross. It almost feels like we did it wrong. I'm going to have to photo math that when we're done here because I did not bring my answer key. Oh, I don't want to redo it. Okay, I think we're fine, though. We were pretty careful. Complex. Oh, no, are they coming upstairs? We gave the kids full reign to the Nintendo Switch as long as they didn't bother us for this time. Because we're good parents. Okay, complex fractions. Meaning you have a... Do you remember what I said at the beginning of the lesson? You have
You have a... no. Oh, like a fraction inside a fraction.
Is that because you weren't listening to me?
No, you just say so much. I'm trying to remember all of it because it's all important.
It's all important. You have
that
to
I
remember.
can't-
Every word that I say is important.
It's
I mean, like, really important.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to take a moment to tell the students I really care about them.
good. Maybe they should remember that the most important.
I hope they do. That
Okay.
is the most important
See?
thing. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to take this numerator and pretend you don't even see the denominator.
Got it.
Okay, so just like if they need to, I mean, guys, seriously, if you need to, grab a white pen and just pretend you don't see this. I'll erase that later. That's how important it is. Like, just pretend you don't even see it. Okay, so now let's talk about the numerator. Let's go through our 7 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Do the denominators factor?
No.
No. What's the common denominator?
X.
What does this need?
X.
X is technically over 1.
Yes.
What does this one need?
An X.
Because it's technically over 1.
Mm-hmm.
What does this need?
Nothing.
Because it has
The X.
the X. Okay,
You throw me
so...
off having the 1 after the X.
Oh,
one
I'm sorry.
before
I
the
was
X.
trying to say they were over 1.
Yeah, no, but then you
So
wrote
they,
the X on either side.
so they
That was just very
needed so they needed an
Yes.
X.
Gotcha.
Can I leave that there now?
Yeah.
Because I wanted them to have that. Okay. Moment. What's that make?
X times X. Is that we're
Yeah.
gonna write it out? You want X?
We're gonna write
and put
it
the other
out
X in a parentheses.
Because I hate it when they try to skip steps, right? We don't want to skip steps because skipping steps makes us not right. Okay, what about this one?
minus 4, and then put the X in parentheses.
And I know some kids are like, this is below me. Well, that's fine, and I understand, and like, to be honest with you, it's me too. But like, at the same time, I don't want any chance of screwing anything up, okay? So which of those make?
X squared
And?
minus 4X
And?
plus 3.
Now, so you get you see if you can factor the denominators, you find the common denominator, you see what's missing, you bring it over, you distribute it, you combine it. Can you combine anything?
Nope.
And then you try to factor it. So do you
Factor.
see how I was able to like spit out those steps? Mm-hmm. It's because I've been in Algebra 2 for 20 years of my life. But
You
more
haven't
than
been-
that.
You haven't mastered Algebra 2 yet?
Anyway, and then the next step is factoring it. So could you factor that in your head, or do you want me
Yes.
to? Okay, go ahead.
Let's see here.
I like the confidence.
X minus 3 and then X minus 1.
Okay. Now that was all over. What did we say the common denominator was this whole time?
X.
Now we just have to do that one. Save this. Highlight, red, save. Okay?
Got it.
Now, remember, that existed. So
Like
we're going to
magic.
zoom in. We're going to pretend like we don't see the top for a moment. Oh, someone showed me. Da 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 da. This is such a waste of my time. Or their time. I actually think it's so cool. Look.
It's like
Isn't
a
that
Band-Aid.
cool? And then you just tap it. Someone in my physics class told me that. I was like, we're totally using that. There. So we're going to pretend like we don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm going to go back and do my job. Steps. Factor the denominator.
Check.
Okay. Find the common denominator.
X.
See what's missing from your denominators.
First one's missing an X. Second one's missing an X.
Should I get rid of those ones?
No.
You say okay. And then the third step, bringing it all over.
So X, parenthesis X,
They probably would be fine there.
plus 3,
I know.
parenthesis X.
It's just such a good habit for when problems are more difficult.
And then
Probably
you could do it in your head, that step.
probably most of the kids are going to be able to,
But
but you never know. Okay, and
minus
this
4,
did we ever acknowledge that didn't need anything?
I think.
My bad. Okay, and next,
So you're in what, distribute? Just
Mm-hmm.
multiply. Yeah. X squared
and
plus 3X
and
minus 4.
can you Oh, did you know that was the next step? You're supposed to combine like terms or something
Mm-hmm.
to combine. Can you factor it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So it would be X plus 4x minus 1.
That's good. And if you guys are having trouble factoring, just remember that's something you definitely want to get figured out. This one was an easy factoring because that was 1. But they can be more difficult, so just be prepared. And now I'll go ahead and, since what's our denominator the whole way through?
X.
There was X there, X there, X there. And now, okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Numerator
Dun, dun,
is
dun.
is in the red. Denominator is in blue. Let's see. Do you know this? Dividing by fractions is as easy as pi.
You multiply by the
Flip
reciprocal.
the second
or something.
fraction and multiply. You multiply by the reciprocal. Yeah, but like you didn't let me finish my rhyme.
Oh, you want to say it again?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dividing by fractions is as easy as pi. Flip the second fraction. What just happened? Okay, hold on. They all know this and they're all rewriting it, I hope, right now. Dividing by fractions is as easy as pi. Flip the second fraction and multiply. So I'm going to grab this. I really probably could have rewrote it by the time I do all this, huh? There's my flip. And
Look
there's
at
my
that.
parenthesis I'm missing. And multiply. Well, they did multiplying in 8-4, not 8-5. So they should know that they can like cross cancel. So
Cross cancel, like
boom,
it.
boom.
You're not even asking me.
Anything,
Wow.
anything else?
Nope.
But-
X
but-
and X.
And final answer.
X minus 3. All over X plus 4.
Okay. We're going to do that one more time, but we're going to do it with binomials on the bottom. Okay. None of these factor. Crap, I just said it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say crap. Oh, I'm not going to take that. Bummer. I didn't make any of these factor. If any of these factored, you would have to factor them. And I also just gave it away. Give it away, give it away. That's a thing, right?
Yeah, dear.
Okay. Okay. Pretending you don't see the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll go through the steps. Do they factor?
You said no. so
I
I'm gonna-
know.
I'm gonna
Common
say
denominator.
X plus 2, X minus 2.
And the first one needs,
And X plus 2. Better put that in parentheses. I don't want to forget.
and the second one needs.
X minus 2.
I think it smells in her bedroom. Or is that you? Kind of. Okay. Do you know what we do next?
Let's see. Well, yeah, we just put X plus 2.
You mean 1 times x
1
plus
times
2?
X plus 2.
And what else?
Plus 1 times X minus 2.
Okay. And what do we get?
We get X plus 2 plus X minus 2.
And do you remember what to do from here?
Combine the like terms.
And do you know what you get?
2X.
Isn't that crazy? And now that we did all that, we need to put on the,
Denominator.
which was,
Oh, I can't remember now. X plus 2, X minus 2. Okay.
I'm rushing because I'm so scared that they're done watching.
Why would they be done watching?
I don't know. I guess there's no need to rush.
No.
Like, if they're still with me, they're still with me. If they quit,
Right.
they quit. So, like, what does it matter? Okay. Okay. They didn't quit, though. I have full faith that most of you still hung on. Okay. Such confidence. Now, you ready? That does exist. Common denominator is what?
X minus 2, X plus 2.
Did any of them factor?
Well, you said no earlier.
I
so
know, but you can see that, right? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What does the first one need?
It needs an X plus 2,
Second one?
X minus 2.
I'm writing really fast. Do you think they're I hope they're keeping up. Do you think it's
I'm trying to keep up.
Is it too obnoxious how fast I'm moving?
No.
Okay, and then go ahead. What's next?
So 1 times the quantity in parentheses X plus 2
This is huge.
minus.
Look how important these parentheses
Yes,
are. Look.
yes.
Minus.
Minus 1 times the quantity X minus 2 and the parentheses.
If any of you skip that step and you get it wrong, let me know. I'm interested to hear, like, am I completely wrong? I don't think everyone's going to miss it. I just think it's so easy to miss. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom,
I
boom, boom, boom.
declare a thumb war.
Can you go ahead?
X plus 2. So 1X plus
It's okay.
minus 1X plus 2.
You really don't need the ones. I just like some kids
Yeah.
like them, and I
Sure.
don't want to like neglect those kids. They're yelling at the dog, which means that. Go ahead. What do we have?
4.
No. Isn't that neat? On this one, the X's cancel each other. On the other one, it's almost like I did it on purpose. Imagine that. Okay, and then our common denominator, we'll put that on now.
Yeah. X plus 2, X minus 2.
Do you know one of the reasons I hesitate to... Do you know why? Okay. Let's say kids take their denominator over each and every time.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that's bad? What do you think some kids do here that's
They
really
probably
bad?
start canceling stuff
Yep.
out.
Mm-hmm. But what do you see in the middle?
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that. Unless it's a pure multiplication, you can't do that. So that's why I tell kids, I'm like, don't put your denominator back on there until you actually need to try to start canceling. And that's not until step like 5 or 6. I think it was not until step 6. Don't put your common denominator.
Did you memorize that?
Yeah, I did memorize that because you know how I feel about memorizing. Dividing by fractions is...
As easy as pi.
What do we do with the second
You
fraction?
float to the sky. Wait, no, that's not it.
And
You
no,
flip it.
This is not up. What do we flip?
What do you mean?
The numerator becomes...
Yeah. The numerator, denominator, vice versa.
And
What's
then
up is
it's
down is up.
Dividing by fractions is the easiest pie. Flip the second fraction and...
Multiply.
And they already learned how to do that. They can see that as one large fraction now. What do you think cancels? This is such a beautiful problem.
That's going to be the x plus 2 and x minus 2.
Do you see how it's all multiplication now? That's why
Yes.
we're allowed to cancel. Give me one more.
Then what do you mean, the final answer?
No,
Oh,
monomial with monomial.
take that out. The 2 out, we get x over 2.
That's the answer. The only thing I really want to do with them is go over restricted values. And I'll do it quickly. It's anything that is in the denominator after you factor or anything that becomes in the denominator. So anything with division before or after the flip. So for example, you see this?
Yes.
What would be a restricted value there?
Negative 2.
Okay. What would be a restricted value here?
Positive 2.
What would be a restricted value? Oh, those two are the same.
Yep.
Here and here. Those are the same. What about okay, what about this one? What would there be a restricted value here?
0.
Oh, the dog. What would be a restricted value here?
0.
What would be a restricted value? Look here, you had to go like even after you flip. So what's that restricted value?
Negative 4.
What's this restricted value?
Positive 1.
This is a weird restricted value.
Ooh, let's see here.
2u plus v is not allowed to be 0.
Right.
Subtract v.
So 2u equals negative.
Can't be negative v.
Okay.
What can't u be?
Negative v over 2.
Yeah. Or negative 1/2 v. That's a bizarro restriction.
Bizarro.
Do this one. If that made sense, maybe this one will make sense. Add v.
2u cannot equal v.
Divide by 2.
U cannot equal v over 2 or 1/2 v.
Yeah, or v over 2. They'll see it this way on the test, which is why I want to write it that way. What about here? Can you do the restricted value in your head?
Yeah, negative 3 over 2.
Can you do this restricted value in your
2,
head?
positive 2.
Okay, we did them all. All right, that's all. I don't think it's necessary to do these. How about this? I'll just do the common denominator on these and I'll call it a day. What's the common denominator there?
Ax.
Okay, what's the common denominator here?
A squared, x squared.
I bet that one factors. This would be a great
You
one to
think
try.
X squared.
This would be
A
a great one
squared.
to try and then really check with photomath. If any of you would like to go above and beyond, I would do that for real. And I'm sure I've done so much. I feel like they're done though. Common denominator on this one.
X squared and x.
X squared and x up here. Or like up here, it's just x squared.
X squared, yeah.
Down here,
It's just x.
it's just x because x fits into
Right.
x squared. Okay, I wasn't sure what you were implying. Again, I would try this one and I would really check with photomath if you're concerned. Like, I don't think I actually know how to do that. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day because I think these ones factor at the end. That's all. But I'm done, and I think they're done. All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Oops, don't say anything.